Draymond Green. I'm gonna get to the point. Draymond Green. Let's talk about Draymond Green. We haven't talked about Draymond Green for I don't know. It feels like nearly most of this season. Yeah, we
A
keep
week.
coming back to Russell Westbrook and LeBron. LeBron obviously when he was chasing the all-time points total, we talked about him a lot. And Draymond Green now and Dylan Brooks have hit the spotlight. And I guess my take here that I want to share is that regardless the cost to retain Draymond Green in this offseason, whether he opts in or not for I think his final year, which he probably will not opt in. I think he would want an extension and I don't know, another 100 million or so, give or take. And there will be luxury tax penalties for the Warriors to consider. I think the Warriors should do everything they can possibly do to retain Draymond. Because if they do not keep Draymond, I do not see them winning another ring.
It's a big topic, this one, because you're almost talking about the end of a dynasty, right? Where currently we're tied 2-2, and I think we both still feel confident in our picks for Golden State to go through because you're talking about championship pedigree, you're talking about a veteran, I guess, mindset. And you're seeing that a little bit with the Kings. The Kings are in it. The Kings are very much in this and very well could pull out. But, you see the antics by Draymond Green. You see, I guess, the antagonizing, the in your face stuff. And it works. And it works. And it probably harks back a little bit to the discussion we've had before about skill versus like physicality. And Draymond Green is very skilled. Do not want to take away any of that. His defensive mindset, his ability to help his teammates get in the right position, blow up plays. It's fantastic. And then offensively creates some fantastic things, allows that offense to run. But he also then brings in that physicality where he can really rattle a guy, right? And he might do something that's, maybe a bit borderline, obviously with the Sabonis stomp that was coined around, that got a little bit of a bad rap as well. But he very much is an essence there, right? So Steph Curry is always going to do what Steph Curry does. Klay Thompson is now probably a spot up shooter that may give you one strong offensive game. Jordan Poole's probably aging poorly as a signing with the rate that they did. And that's really the extent of the Golden State core that you would bring forward, right? So do
I
they
I
re-sign him? Do they
I
not?
I I feel a bit of Jordan Poole hate right now. What's going on? I'm like, where's the love for this dude? I
It is what okay. Jordan Poole, if Steph Curry was not on this team, Jordan Poole would be trying to do his best Steph Curry impersonation with less efficiency. That's what Jordan Poole will offer you.
I just you're blowing my mind here with a few of these comments. I'm not sure if you noticed, Jordan Poole is actually a really productive starter. I think that's the part where he does not seem to play so well coming off the bench. And he has been sort of pushed into that role because, he is behind Steph, and there's obviously Klay Thompson back now into the, lineup after a few years out. And obviously he's gone back to that role. But Jordan Poole is a highly productive starter in a mold like Steph Curry, but no one's Steph Curry. That's the point. I think that's the
I just got
point.
to I just got to add one thing because there's a fun fact that I want to share about Jordan Poole. So Jordan Poole and I actually have something in common. Neither of us can play defense at this stage in our careers, and that's actually half the game of basketball. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Sometimes we forget about the whole other side of the court. He just doesn't do it, man. He just doesn't get it. I agree with you. Like offensively, he helps that team flow, and it's great that they have another threat that can create his own shot or you know I guess hit threes at a decent clip. But he had to play defense, right? And that's what I meant. Like I wholeheartedly said, he is a Steph Curry clone that's probably not as good. And Steph Curry don't play a lot of defense either. He's not bad,
you,
but he
you could
doesn't play a
argue
lot
he's
of
a
defense.
Trey Young clone, yeah. He's a Trey Young clone and doesn't play much defense either in that sense too.
You know what? The only thing that we're waiting on is if Jordan Poole could get the amount of usage that Trey Young gets, and then it would be interesting to see what happens there. I think I'm going to bring it back to our Draymond Green discussion because let's not maybe Jordan Poole's another day. They do need to probably re-sign him if they want to keep this core competitive in the next 2 years. But that luxury tax issue is massive, is going to be a massive impediment to them. They cannot keep the five: Wiggins, Draymond, Poole, Curry, Thompson. Someone's going, right? and it's difficult to figure out who do you lose because everyone has their own part to play. Irrelevant of what I think of Jordan Poole, he still has a role to play in this. He is the younger version of the guards that keeps them energetic, keeps them vibrant, keeps them flowing. But you've got Clay who's injured, right? Or at least is not the same player post injury. Okay, I know he has a couple of games where it's like, oh, is Clay Thompson back? Yes, Clay Thompson is physically back on the court, but no, the Clay Thompson before an Achilles and an ACL injury is not there anymore, and it's okay to say there's no shame in that. He's carved out his legacy, maybe a top 10 shooting guard without really a lot of thought or debate. So he's clearly done it. Steph Curry is aging, okay, and probably will play till he's 40 at the current clip, but you're not hedging your whole career on that. Draymond Green's the Swiss Army knife that helps it all go. Wiggins is the young forward that probably is a more offensively potent Draymond, but what do you pick? You have to lose something.
I,
You have
I,
to lose something.
I think I want to add a footnote here that obviously, the Warriors did win both games at home now, so series is tied 2-2. But I think I really want to emphasize here on my take here that the Warriors should do everything in their power to retain Draymond, even if the Warriors had lost games 3 and 4. Let's say they had been swept, okay, by the Kings and Draymond missed game 3 through suspension. I don't think it changes the narrative here on the importance of retaining Draymond, who's obviously still a productive player and what he does for them. And you posed a great question there. So who do you get rid of out of Green, Wiggins, Steph, and obviously Klay Thompson? And I think the reality here is that if you look at those four names there, Wiggins is the odd man out.
Yeah.
Wiggins is the odd man out.
No, I mean, because there's also an aspect of loyalty, right? I think it's a bad franchise look. I know it doesn't mean much to people, but it's probably a bad franchise look to let Steph Curry or Klay Thompson go by your own hand. If they chose to go, Draymond may choose to go. There's all these rumors about him pairing up with LeBron or some weird Dallas reunion. I don't know. But if he chose to go, that is his choice. And the organization doesn't have to look bad. But if they traded one of them, I think that's a bad look franchise wise. But I think to bring it all into scope, the Warriors dynasty, which is currently still pending because they may or may not get back to the finals this season. Let's not rule it out. They've actually made the finals 6 times. They went 4-2. They probably are 5-1 without Durant and Thompson hurting themselves against Toronto. And you could make a case and say, blowing the 3-1 lead as a 73-win team, it's an incredible performance for the Cavs to even pull that off. But maybe in a simulation, 99 times out of 100, they win that. They are essentially a modern version of the Chicago Bulls in about the same time frame. They really did get to the finals 6 times with a chance to win it 6 times. If they get it there again, they've made it 7 times. I think I don't know how you do it, but if I'm a billionaire owner and I'm looking at this team and it's like, hey, would you like to pay almost $1 billion in luxury tax because of these weird rules that kind of prevent you from being able to keep a dynasty together this long? I'd be like, you know what? I think I'm okay. I don't think I don't think my chances are that great that I'm going to win a championship again for $500 million or even more. I think it's okay to let this rest. I think this team did a very good job. I think this is a legitimate dynasty. I think it's definitely top 5 if we're excluding those old 60s, 70s teams where there was only like 8 to 10 teams in the league and they always made the finals anyway. I think this is a great modern dynasty. I think it's okay to let it go now.
This is Two Guys with Spare Time. I'm Faz, this is Nick. You're probably a basketball fan like us, so hopefully you can throw us an assist and giving our video a like and subscribing to our channel.
And if you got thoughts, feelings, or even some suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below. And thank you for using your spare time to watch us in our spare time.